What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hold the Phone podcast. I am your host, Alex, joined today by my co-host, Ryan. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, man. It's crazy doing this with you twice in 48 hours, but I'm ready.
Exactly, man. We had an episode yesterday. We broke down the entire season, our record predictions. Well, today we're doing week one, but we have a little bit of news. I know Ryan really wanted to talk about the whole Colin Kaepernick being added to Madden 21 thing, and then we have a little bit of injury news right after that. But I'm gonna let Ryan have the floor with this Colin Kaepernick thing because I know he has some thoughts. So you go right ahead, man.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't heard, EA announced that they have added Colin Kaepernick to free agency, which is the first time, or in Madden 21, which is the first time he's been in Madden since about 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
It's been almost 5 years. Personally, I like that he's in the game. He is a free agent, and he's still, although he hasn't been on a team in almost 5 years, he's still actively searching work. So, I think he should be in the game. My problem with this is his rating is an 81, which I really don't like. I don't know if you've heard about that, Alex. It's an 81. That's higher than quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Joe Burrow. This guy was – I know he led the 49ers to a Super Bowl back in 2012.
Yeah.
But, if you look at that 2016 season, it was, on par with all those guys' rookie seasons that I just mentioned.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I looked at the stats. He played 12 games, had just barely over 2,000 yards, and had 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. The turnover ratio is good, but, that's not going to, blow everybody away. Not to mention, the QB record was 1-10.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing at an 81 level. He was playing I would be happy if he was a 72, 73, something like that. But 81, that's that's B tier quarterback. That's and Colin Kaepernick's just not that, man. I think if he's in the NFL right now, he'd be a backup. I don't think he's not better than a lot of these starting quarterbacks.
No.
But I've been ranting on for a little bit. So how do you feel about this whole situation?
No, I feel basically the same way you do. I'm happy he's in the game. He should have never been out of the game. If he's a free agent, he should have been in the game. But an 81, bro, that's – I just saw an article that said he's better than 15 quarterbacks in Madden 20, 15 starting quarterbacks in Madden 21. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this guy who hasn't played in almost half a decade is going to come in and be better than half the league's starting quarterbacks. Get out of here.
Like you said, he should be very low 70s, and then maybe give him because Madden has development traits, maybe give him a star or even a superstar development trait so he can get back up higher if you needed to. But come on, you can't have him at an 81. That's ridiculous.
Well, okay, so just to give you guys some context, Nick Foles and Tyrod Taylor are right about a 70. And I would put Colin Kaepernick maybe a step and a half above those guys. He's a high-end backup.
He should not be higher than Kyler, Baker.
Yes.
He shouldn't be tied with Ben Roethlisberger. That's crazy to me.
He's tied. Okay, first off, Ben Roethlisberger that low is already a problem.
Yeah, he's an 81.
Oh, that's so disrespectful to Ben Roethlisberger. And, I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I am very all about Colin Kaepernick and what he stood for.
We both
I support what he's standing for and the movement that he started. We were a little bit behind, I'm going to admit, because that was, 5 years ago, and he started a movement. We were all kind of scratching our heads and picking our butts. But, we're woke now. I'm not going to say we're woke, but, we're aware of what he was trying to do now. And, I very much support him, so I'm not dissing him on that. I'm not even dissing his skill level. I'm just dissing Madden because
you're more mad at Madden than anything.
Yeah, this is just bad, and it's a bad publicity stunt for a game that's doing poorly and honestly just regressing every single year.
I think it's the worst rated video game. It might be of all time. The last rating I saw was a 0.3 is what it had online.
Well, it's crazy. The ratings don't go up when you copy and paste the same game for a decade.
Exactly. But yeah, Kaepernick, we're happy you're in the game, man, but you shouldn't be an 81. That's crazy. Because he's not young either. I think he's in his
31.
Yeah. So, no, you shouldn't be an 81. Low 70s at best. I guess we can move on to the next little bit of news before we jump right into the schedule for week 1. Von Miller suffered an ankle injury today in practice, and he's supposed to have an MRI on it tonight or tomorrow to determine he may potentially miss the season. This is from Adam Schefter. The leg injury from NFL Network says that Von Miller has suffered an ankle injury per sources. The fear is that it is season-ending. Miller was hurt near the end of practice, what one person called a freak injury. Team is evaluating MRI now. So we could have news within this episode because it says that they're looking at the MRI right now. So I think that's going to change their outlook, especially for that defense if Von Miller's out for the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a huge blow to a team that, I'm very high on, to a team that I projected to go
I think you had them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I had them, as that 5th or 6th seed in the playoffs. This is a team that I very much believe in, and I think that losing their best defensive player is really going to hurt.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm hoping for Von he's just out for a couple weeks and not for the entire season because that's going to suck if he is.
Especially because, Von is such a good dude, too. He's such a good guy. So you really hate to see that happen.
He's the leader of that defense for sure. Probably the leader of that whole team, if you had to think about it. He's probably
I would, unquestionably just say that Von Miller is the best person on that team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Well, you got anything else before we jump right into the schedule?
I don't think so, man. I'm ready to get ready into okay, words are hard. I'm ready to pick my picks for week 1.
There you go. All right, so it's Thursday night football, right? We got the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe this game is in – not that it really matters. There's no fans. Is it in Kansas City?
Yeah. I think so. And I think they
– supposed to be 60% chance of rain. So I don't know if that factors into you at all. But the Chiefs are a 9.5-point favorite. And I'm going to let you start because I think I'm going to be a little more harsh than you are.
I know you are because of what we talked about last night. But, yeah, if anyone wants to see Alex dissing Deshaun Watson for about an hour, go check out yesterday's episode.
By the way, people, it wasn't Deshaun Watson I was dissing. It was Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans organization. I love Deshaun Watson. I love him as a quarterback.
But, yeah, going into this game, it's hard not to ride on the momentum of the Super Bowl champions. And, I made a strong case for the Texans last night, but I think this is a loss for them. I think they start 0-1. I think that secondary is not promising, and when you have to guard guys like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, and now Mecole Hardman, that's going to be rough. I think this is going to be a great debut for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Although that run defense is a little strong, but it'll be nice to see how they use him. And I think Deshaun keeps the Texans in it, but I like that 9.5 over-under. I would say the over just because I think that it might be around 10 or 11 points that they win by. But, yeah, I'm going with Chiefs on this one.
Okay. I am also going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs absolutely blow them out. I really do. I think that here's the thing. I think it will be a blowout close, but near the end, I think Kansas City will just be too strong. And I just have a feeling that Deshaun is going to have to literally put this team on his back if he wants them to have any success this season. And week 1 is the week. I think 9.5 isn't big enough. I think it should be 14. I guess if I had to give a score prediction, I'm going to go 42-24, Kansas City Chiefs.
I like that. I liked it a lot.
I agree with you, by the way. I think if you have Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Kelce, or Helaire in fantasy football, start them all. They're going to have a field day. And if you have Deshaun Watson, I would start him. Other than that, sorry, you're probably going to have to roll out David Johnson, and that sucks. But, oh, no, he's not even on that team. Yeah, he is. He got traded there. But, yeah. I
really think if they had Hopkins, this is a different story, that it would be within a touchdown.
I agree.
But
100% I agree. Honestly, not sure if Houston even has healthy wide receivers right now. I think
that's always a question mark when Will Fuller's your lead guy.
All right, let's jump into these 1:00 games. So I'm going to start. We're just going to go off what this website has. So we're going to start with the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. This game is in Baltimore. It's supposed to be 83 and sunny. And the Ravens are a 9-point favorite.
You want to start on this one? I started last time.
Yeah, this might be one of my favorite games of the weekend. By the way, I didn't look at the schedule until probably about an hour before we recorded this, but I actually really am very excited for it.
Yeah.
I think that the 9.5 is a bit disrespectful to Cleveland. The only I mean, here's the thing. Cleveland, they revamped their entire offensive line this offseason, and they are going to get probably the biggest test that you can get week one, which is this Baltimore Ravens defensive line, which just has guys on top of guys on top of guys that they can just rotate in and out. But I think they're going to give it a Chubb probably 1,000 times and just run it down people's throats. Now, with that said, I have the Ravens winning, but I think it's going to be closer than people think. I have the Ravens winning 28-21 Ravens. Are you frozen, Ryan? Hello? Ryan might be frozen.